Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Rolly Romero leaving his trainer, Bullet. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. Now, first, let me say thank you to all of my subscribers and everybody who subscribed to the channel and watch my videos and my shorts and leave comments. That really helps push me out into the logarithm so that more people can join in on the conversation and more people will be exposed to my channel. So I really appreciate that. Now, recently I heard that Rolly Romero got a new trainer and left Bullet. When I first seen the interview and heard, when I first seen the first interview and heard the news, I started thinking like, man, like Rolly should have left Bullet. He was lacking a lot of things. There was a lot of things that he needed to improve, and it just didn't seem like Bullet was doing that for him. And Bullet expressed in the interview that Rolly wanted to go work with somebody else for a little while and then come back. And Bullet was saying he felt like that was disloyal, and he's built you from zero to champion, basically, right? So I was like, man, Bullet is in his ego. He needs to stop acting like that. Why would he act like that? You know, it's not cool. You should let your fighters go and work with other trainers, which I still feel like that. I still feel like that's true. Not every trainer is going to be good at training on everything. So I do think as a fighter, you should mix it up, right? You should go with other trainer. This trainer may be better at defense. This trainer may be able to help you with your footwork. So I do think you should mix the training up. And as the head trainer, I don't think you should take it personal or feel any type of way and feel like it's any type of disloyalty. So I was just like in my head, like, man, Bullet tripping. You know, he letting his ego get in the way. He shouldn't act like that. Now, recently, I seen another interview with Bullet on Fight Hype, and he kind of went into a little bit more detail about it. And I'm not saying that, and this is just my 2 cents, y'all. This is just my opinion. I watched the interviews, and I'm just telling you all my opinion, what I think. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. It's no right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's why the name of the channel is 2 Cents Boxing, because it's just your 2 cents. And I want y'all to let me know and drop it below what y'all think about the situation and what I'm saying. Let's get the conversation started. So I watched the interview on Fight Hype, and even though I still feel like Bullet could have handled the situation differently, I kind of understood where he was coming from, because he was basically saying, you know, once Rolly started winning, people started getting in Rolly's ear and telling him things, and he started trying to tell Bullet what to do while they were training and how he wanted to do this and how he wanted to do that. And then Bullet expressed how Rolly didn't listen. And one thing I've noticed about boxers, even my own son, they do not listen. And I'm not saying it like in a bad or negative way, but it's a character trait of a boxer. Like, they're hard-headed. And if you do get a boxer that could listen and is coachable, that's a plus. But even still, like, I have one son he's coachable, but he doesn't listen, if that makes sense. And I have another son that's coachable and he listens, but it's still things that you'll tell him to do and he just won't listen. Like, it's a trait of a boxer. Like, they just don't listen. And he expressed how he was telling Rolly to do one thing during the Tank Davis fight, and he was telling him, you know, stop chasing Tank, stop doing this, stop doing that. And Rolly simply did not listen. And even if you notice, like with Derek James, Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo, like Ryan Garcia, Derek James will sit there and tell them something and they won't listen. Derek James over there cussing them out in the corner, like, dude, you're not listening. Why are you not listening? So Bullet was just saying, you know, and he made it, to me, it came off as like, y'all may think that I'm doing the wrong things with Rolly, but a lot of it is that he doesn't listen, right? That's how Bullet was coming off. Like, I'm telling this guy the right things to do. He just doesn't listen. And he was even talking about the Barroso fight, how he was telling Rolly to do certain things, but Rolly just was not listening. And so he was just talking about how he's been with Rolly for like 9 years, and he basically said he ain't got paid a lot of money, and he was doing it out of his heart, and he's been there for Rolly. Basically, when you're a trainer of a boxer, it gets kind of deeper than boxing, I guess you could say. He's like, basically I've been a counselor, I've been this, I've been that, but I've had a lot of problems with Rolly just doing some things that I don't approve of. And maybe their relationship with a boxer and a trainer, like maybe they may do things you don't approve of, but you don't dictate their life, right? You're their trainer. So when Bullet was expressing this, I was like, okay, I kind of see where Bullet is coming from, because Bullet was saying, I told Rolly, just forget it. Like, if you're going to go train with somebody else, then just go train with somebody else. So after hearing Bullet express all of that, I started feeling like I don't necessarily think that it was all, maybe some of it in part to do was that he wanted to go train with somebody else, and that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, because he had expressed that I had already talked to his dad and told him like, hey, I don't know how this is going to work if he's just not going to be listening, right? Because once you became a champion, you get all kind of people in your ear, people telling you this and people telling you that, and he said he was having an issue with that. So I think him saying he's going to go train with somebody else for a month was just the straw that broke the camel's back, because obviously Bullet seemed a little fed up with how Rolly has, started acting once he became a champion and got the belt. So I believe a lot of that was probably going to happen eventually, because the relationship that was starting to develop between them two, and Bullet was expressing like people don't really know Rolly and how he is to work with, so he's probably going to have, be stressing and having a hard time with working with another trainer. But I wanted to say this. Maybe sometimes, I think, and I'm going to say this too, my 2 cents. I think Rolly getting another trainer is good for him, right? He obviously wasn't listening to Bullet. Him and Bullet obviously had some beef going on. So not in addition to Bullet not being capable of making him a better fighter, and we don't necessarily know how true that is, because obviously he said that Rolly didn't listen to him. Him getting another trainer, maybe he will receive them in a different way, because sometimes it's about the chemistry. It's like how you could have a great basketball player or a great football player on a team, but they can't get along with the head coach. It doesn't do the team good. Like, no matter how good their talent is, if they can't listen and get along with the coaches, it's going to show up on the field and it's not going to work out. So I would imagine that in boxing, that's even more evident, because there has to be a certain chemistry there that you have to have in order to train. So we can say Bullet's not a good trainer, but also, I don't know if he's a good trainer or not, honestly. I haven't seen none of his other fighters. But also, you got to take into consideration, maybe it was the chemistry that was either starting to fade away, or that was either not really fully there, in addition to Rolly's personality and him being hard-headed. Now, so either way, he's not a good trainer. The chemistry was there. Whatever the issue was, I think it was best for Rolly to go get a new trainer, just to give my 2 cents. Now, what I will say is, so far, I haven't heard Rolly say anything about Bullet. And, I kind of feel like Bullet, I don't know what y'all think. Let me know and drop it below. Do y'all feel like Bullet is bad-mouthing Rolly? I almost want to say Bullet should probably just not say nothing, but I'm sure he's fed up and he kind of wants to be transparent and tell his story when people see him not with Rolly anymore. But he should probably, express it in a different way, because it's coming off like you bitter and you bad-mouthing Rolly, and that's not cool, especially if you plan on working with other fighters. So maybe he should just be like, you know what, it just didn't work out. The chemistry, wasn't there anymore. He felt like somebody else could take him further. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that he should say things like that because it's just not a good look on Bullet. He's kind of looking a little bitter. But either way, for both of them, because it seemed like it was starting to get stressful for Bullet too. I think Rolly leaving was a good thing. I mean, I'm sure Bullet is upset because, like he said, he's been investing all his time and effort into Rolly, and now that he's a champion, and now you about to start making money, you want to go and run off and go be with somebody else, and that's kind of not cool. But he said that he was only gonna go train with somebody for a month, and you just kicked him to the curb. But you said you was okay with that. So let me know what you think about Rolly no longer being with Bullet and the comments and things he said about Rolly by dropping your 2 cents below in the comment section. Be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. Follow me on IG at 2cent Boxing and follow me on Twitter at 2cents20. Oh, well, follow me on X at 2cents20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.